So I feel like I should probably put a little disclaimer in at the beginning of this video. It has taken me about 2 weeks in all to edit it, and there's only 3 clips, but I am very forgetful, so I keep going back and remembering things to add in and take away, and then rewatching it and hating it and redoing it. And I know it's very unimpressive, but for me, as someone who really struggles to remember things, I think it's important that I go back and I record all these things, not just for me to remember, but I have friends and family back at home that wanted to share this experience with me. So if you don't like this video, you don't have to watch it. It's not particularly aimed at anyone except for Jay, and she knows that. But I want to be able to keep it somewhere safe, and this is the place, because I can go back and watch it when I want. Jay can go back and watch it whenever she wants. My parents can watch it if they want to. And who knows, maybe I'll do it again. But for now, this is what I wanted to do. I had a lot of free time, and I'm a little bit annoyed that I'm putting this disclaimer in now, because I finished editing the whole video, finally, music and all, and I'm gonna have to audio shift, and I'm gonna have to video shift, and it's all gonna break apart, and it's gonna take me like an extra 40 minutes, but it's gonna be worth it, because I wanted to let you guys know that this is, you don't have to watch it, but if you want to, I hope you enjoy it. I think it's going to be safe to assume that not every day is going to be a good one, so let's just... You're welcome. So, I don't know if you remember this, but you said to me like a couple months ago when you found out I was leaving, you were like, you should make a channel and we should do videos directly to each other, and I don't know if you still want to do that, but you know, I got stuff to share. As you can see, I'm currently sitting on the kitchen floor because there is a big window directly over the sink and the lighting is best here. To recap yesterday, I did a whole chapter of my Talk to Me in Korean book. I completed chapter 5 and I'm getting somewhere. We're going to those water parks when I come back, and I'll be doing all the translation. I also yesterday went for an explore of the town. So I know how to drive to camp. I know how to drive to the littlest one's camp, and I know how to get back. And that is all the exploring I've done, apart from going to a CVS for some nail polish remover, some nail polish, and some tweezers. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna walk into town, you know, get my steps in. And so I did. I know the way to the train station as well, because it's a pretty straightforward line, and I've also picked my husband up from there before. So I walked towards the train station, kind of carried on walking, and then got to a point where there was no more sidewalk, because for some reason in this area a lot of places don't have a sidewalk, and I just didn't want to carry on walking in the road. So I turned around, started walking back up, but I crossed over and went on the other side of the road so I could have a look, obviously, at the shops on the other side. And then I saw something and I was like, oh, that looks familiar, okay, that means my turning's up here. Turns out that the road I'd seen was the road I should have gone up. So I kind of carried on walking, and then it started to rain, so I was like, oh, fabulous. Got out Google Maps, found out I was 1.5 miles away from home, so in total yesterday I ended up walking about 3 miles instead of 2. I'm not complaining, you know, it was a good walk, but the rain was a little bit of a kicker, because it was really hot yesterday and I was really sweaty, and then when the rain was starting I was like, okay, maybe that will cool me down a bit. No, so that was fun. But I got to know how to get into town. There's lots of like little restaurants. I think you said yesterday how small. The only way I can compare it is think of the size of Electric Rebel. They're like that size. But yeah, they all look really cute. They're all like independent shops, and there's a lot of churches, and I saw the train station again. And I think hopefully in the next few weeks I'm gonna, you know, get on the train, see where it takes me. Because I've got a lot of exploring to do and a whole year to find my way. But whilst I had the day off yesterday, I wanted to do some exploring. So I'm glad I know how to get into town. I also now know what to look for when I'm coming back. And then I went out for dinner, and then to Dunkin' Donuts. I say out for dinner, we went to Five Guys, and we both had, they called it a vegetable sandwich or a veggie sandwich, but what it was basically a burger bun with a load of vegetables in it. And I'm not complaining, it was really good. and I had loads of ketchup, as you probably would have guessed. It was really good, and then we went to Dunkin' Donuts and I had a really, really big thing of coffee and a donut. And then I didn't get to sleep until about 12 last night, and I was awake at 7. And today I'm going to try and find a mall because my entire suitcase was just full of books, which is why it was so heavy. So me taking out those like couple pairs of jeans that I did and the pyjama bottoms, you know, was no good. I should have taken out one of the like 25 books I brought with me. All notepads as well. I've obviously got my Korean notepad, I've got my Korean workbook, and then I've got my childcare book. So it's the one I've done all my online training in and my diabetes course, and now it's got my schedules in. And then I've got my other notebook which I was writing down all of our work in. And then I got 2 more books, like training books at the training school, one for CPR and first aid and AED training, and then another childcare book, and I think a calendar. And then I got another calendar when I got here, and I just have a lot of books. Like I might just start slowly mailing them back home. But yeah, I need to buy some clothes. I didn't even bring a coat because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I just need some t-shirts. Next week's going to be a little bit different than what I was expecting it to be, so I'm really nervous because I'm going to have to do a lot of learning very fast, but it should be fine. I mean, I've got a year here, right? I've already done 2 weeks. What's 50 more, you know? They're all going to be the same. It's going to be routine, and I like routine, and it's going to be great fun, and I'm going to learn loads of stuff, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I've got to make sure that everything is right instead of just making sure everything is done. So I'm very nervous. I think if I'd started that already I wouldn't be as nervous, but because the anticipation is there, I'm a little bit freaking out. But I'd rather just, you know everything, get everything done, and get into that routine sooner than later so that I can, you know, get used to it. So yeah, that's the plan for today, and I will let you know how it goes. This chair is at a very awkward height. So I am just editing the first part of the video. There's a squirrel outside. Cute. I'm just editing the first part of the video and realised I should probably continue. There are lots of squirrels outside. I am such a dog, I'm so easily distracted. Yesterday I actually ended up going to a mall and I bought this t-shirt, 2 other t-shirts, and these jeans because, as I said, I only took 1 pair of jeans with me. So good things. And then I had a soup with some like really obnoxiously named garlic bread, basically, was what I had, and it was really good. I also have made some progress on reading my driver's manual. I'm quite far into it, but I've still got loads to go, and that is some dry reading material. This morning I had some trouble with the little one. He didn't want to get up, and then when he was up and I was saying, okay, your tea's too hot, can you get dressed to save time, we need to go, I need to take you to camp, and then I need to come back really quick because your mum needs the car, you know, and he just wouldn't talk to me, and I felt like an idiot, and I felt like I couldn't get through, which I couldn't. He wouldn't listen to me, and in the end his mum was like, you know, you need to get your act together because you need to go and come back, and he was like, I don't want to go to camp, and I was like, but you need to go to camp. But, you know, good things, didn't cry today. I also sorted through a load of school supplies for the boys, because there's so many downstairs that there's like no point in buying more if we've already got all the stuff. And I also refitted the boys' bed sheets, bed covers, bed pillows and stuff like that. So it's been quite a long day. I'm very tired because I've been awake since 7 and it is now 5:10. You know, I've listened to some music, I've had a shower. Feeling good, feeling good. I'm also now just sitting down to edit, and it's taken me about an hour to try and work out how to get the first part of this video on my laptop because I'm an idiot. So I'm going to do some of that, and yeah, I will update you tomorrow. I'm sorry it's been a bit of a boring day, but I haven't had access to the car, so I haven't gone anywhere, but it's been my day. Okay, see you tomorrow. What I find really funny is that, like, I used to say to you, I'm not a crier, I don't cry or anything, but this last 2 weeks, oh my god, all I've done is cry. also got a gnat bite on my ankle. It's itching. So I look like an idiot. I look like an egg. It's crying. And there's a pot up there that needs washing, and I need to do so much today, and I just haven't. I'm gonna get a friggin'. I haven't finished my coffee. Oh, my life sucks. I'm gonna get him the boat of ice. I'm gonna boil some water while I'm here. Okay, right. So, today I took the youngest to camp, and I was like, okay, so I need my social security number. I'm gonna get it today. Emma needs hers too. She has a printer. She's gonna print off my letter for me that basically says give her a social security number, and everything was gonna be grand. So I took the small one to camp and was like, fine, I'm going to Emma's, I'm gonna grab her, we're gonna go. And then I get a Snapchat from her saying, I couldn't log into my email, you need to do it. So I was like, fine, I can log into my email, it's not that hard. Basically, I got the paper up eventually, and the printer just wouldn't connect to either of the computers. And so I said, fine, we'll go to the social security place and we'll find it, we'll see what it's like, and then at least we know where it is. So we go, and my phone, sat-nav, literally takes us to the middle of a highway and says, you're at your destination. And we both went, excuse me? We can't get out the car, there is no building in sight. Are you joking? So eventually Emma got it up on her phone, and obviously her phone, she's Finnish, so her Google Maps is in Finnish, and she's like, I'll just tell you when to turn. So we're going all these which ways, and it takes us round in circles, and we both go, what? I'm sorry, what? And I see a Starbucks, and I'm like, eee! And then we just like skeet to Starbucks, and we have a laugh because it's still telling us to go to the middle of the highway even when we've stopped, and we're looking on Google Maps in Starbucks, like, where? So I was like, fine, we know it's around here somewhere. It's a fair drive, but you know, I like driving, I don't mind. I'm a confident driver, so I'm happy to do the journey. I'm like, fine, I'm gonna take you home, and then I'm gonna sign up to the gym, because there's a gym that she signed up to that gives an au pair discount, which I didn't know about, but I'm very grateful for. So I went to the gym, and side note, I have a bank account here. I just need to like properly set it up with my social security number, because I don't have that yet. But I have a bank account. I get weekly transfers from my family as payment. My wages are paid weekly on a Thursday, and it said last week that they were already paid. So I was like, yeah. We went shopping, and I bought a couple bits of clothes, including this t-shirt, and my card works. So I was like, well, brilliant, awesome. I went to the gym and I signed everything up, and I was like, she said, the lady was like, you an au pair? And I was like, yes. She's like, okay, you get a discount. And I was like, great. I signed everything up, I was ready to pay, and then my card got declined, and I was like, right. Double side note, when I set up the bank account, I set it up with $50 in my account, because I had that in cash, and she was like, if it stays empty for too long, it'll just close. I was like, fine, I have money here, put it back. I now realised that my card was working before when I bought the couple bits of clothes, because it was like $21 or something, $21 something, and the money I spent was from the $50 that I put into my account myself, and the membership wasn't working because the bank transfer from my host family hadn't actually gone through. So now I have to tell my host family that the bank transfers aren't working, which is embarrassing to say the least, because I hate asking for money. So that was my day. I got in the car and I could feel like I needed to cry, but I couldn't cry. And then I started saying to myself, I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, the only time I ever cry is when I try and talk, and then I sound like an idiot because I do that cry voice, which my cry voice is just so unattractive. So I started thinking, and I was like, okay, I need to start talking or I'm not going to be able to cry, and I was right. As soon as I started talking about what the problem was, I just started crying. And so I thought, I'll let you know, because today has been a really hectic day and it is still only midday. I have so much I need to do and no way of doing it, so I'm just gonna make myself some pasta and try and feel better. So talk to you later. I didn't know that was on. Could you turn off, please? Yeah, I like to destroy my hair by straightening it without heat protective spray. Okay, my straighteners are... I forgot a hairband! This is the hairband I used when I was at the gym, so nasty. I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I'm gonna straighten my hair because it is just huge. Thank you to the humidity. And I'm going to tell you about this week so far, I think. So on Friday I went and I got a gym membership. At the gym I had tried to apply to before when my card was declined. Prior to that I figured out, with the help of the 24-hour hotline, that the reason the money from my host family wasn't going into my account was because I didn't set up a very specific thing that would allow money to be transferred from their account to mine. With a specific, what is the word? Oh my, I can't speak English. Service used within the bank that I am with. And they didn't tell me when I set up the account that I would also have to set up this service in order to send and receive money. And it didn't say anywhere on the website, so I had no idea. That was why when I went to sign up to the gym, my card was getting declined. It was because the money wasn't in because I didn't set up this aspect of the account. I have that now. My host mum and I had a laugh about it, and your girl is balling. I was at the gym this morning with Emma. When I went to sign up to the gym, it was my day off, it was a Friday. It was last Friday actually, I don't know, this day. And I got the train there. Now, American trains are very weird compared to English trains. Now in England, you have the track, and then you have a raised platform so that you get on level with the door. You aren't level with the tracks, you are straight at the door. In American trains, you climb up steps because the track and the platform are level. At the station I'm at, and the station I got off. Apparently there are some that the platform is above the tracks, but I haven't been to any yet. So I got the train. It was a lovely little less than 5-minute journey. I'd say probably less than 2 minutes, but a journey nonetheless. They feel very old-fashioned because in the UK, certainly on my train line that I use, we have electric notary system. Failing that, there are conductors everywhere, and the boards are fairly easy to read, as are the websites. If you're confused, you can go on the website and it's very simply written. So this train comes at this time on this platform, easy peasy. At the station I was at, they don't have any electric boards, which is, you know, fine, I can use my eyes. But also, the paper boards that they have are very it's almost like trying to solve a riddle. You have to find the station you want to go to, the one you're coming from, and then hope that, you know, you're on the right platform, because it doesn't say departing from this platform. It kind of just, on each platform is the same list, but one way is, like say platform 1 is written New York at the top and then the final destination at the bottom, and on the other side it's like New York at the bottom and the starting point is the opposite, so it's flipped. So that is how you figure out which platform you go on. You kind of have to just, you know, hope. A lady even asked me on my way back, she went, is this the right platform for New York? And I literally had to go, I'm really sorry, I don't know. It's just me and her, and I'm like, I'm not from America. She wasn't from America either. It was very confusing and scary, but we got through it together. Although I'm pretty sure she got on the wrong train. I do apologise, lady. But I did warn you I'm not from America, and I was just hoping I was on the right platform. the guy at the gym, they'd kind of put my paperwork to one side because I'd said I was coming back, like, not I was coming back. And I said, hi, I was in here the other day, you know, trying to set up an account, my card got declined. And as soon as I started talking, he was like, yes! So the woman who originally was setting up my membership must have said, a strange British girl came in the other day wanting a gym membership, here is her paperwork. So whenever I start talking, people kind of go, like they don't expect me to be, because you don't expect someone in America to be British, you don't expect someone in British to be from Australia, someone in British to be from, yeah, you kind of look at someone and you think, oh, okay, they'll be the same as me. I've started tallying up the people that have done the shocked face. Most people kind of hide it, but there are a few people that go, as I stopped talking, so there was the guy in Starbucks who took my order, who kind of went, okay. There was the woman who came to the door trying to sell something. She went, oh, I love your accent. And I was like, thanks. There was the other guy at Starbucks who wouldn't look me in the eye. I forget that I'm British and everyone else is American. I still hear groups, or I see groups of people and I can hear they all have American accents and I go, whoa, and then I remember I'm in America, it's going to happen. Other than that, everyone just kind of does as if I'm putting on the accent. Nope, very British. So that was the gym fiasco, but I have a membership. I went on Monday, and then today, Wednesday, I met Emma. She was on a running machine because there weren't any bikes and we're both too awkward to figure out the other machines. And there was her, a guy next to her, and an empty machine. So I kind of went, we acknowledged each other, and me and her, not me and the guy. And then I started walking. I didn't want to run. So we did that for about 20 minutes. Emma kind of walked past and went, I'm gonna do abs. And I kind of just saw her sit down, lie down, and stay there. So I texted her like, there's an abs class we can go to, so we feel a little less awkward about working out in a gym, because everyone else looks so professional. Like, they could have no idea what they're doing too, but it's their confidence that they don't care. I just envy that. I wouldn't even run on a running machine because I was too embarrassed that my run would be wrong. After the abs, or Emma's abs, two bikes came free at the same time. I texted her, even though she was like 5 meters away, and I was like, 2 bikes just became free, should we go? So we went and we cycled for about 15 minutes. Went about a few miles, like 2.5 miles on the bikes, because it tells you how far you've cycled, how long you've been cycling for, how many calories you've burnt. Then we were talking about coffee. We went to Starbucks after and we both got coffee. And then I FaceTimed you whilst you were getting your tattoo done today. And I gotta say, an experience. The youngest one has a keyboard because he was learning keyboard. I'm so tempted to start playing again. I miss music, I miss everything about it. I want to take my credits in a music class, but I know that's not really going to benefit me in the long run. What I'm going to do instead is find a language course, maybe audit it and take my credits in a language, and then when I get back, I'll be more fluent, because I'm happy learning from a book, but I feel like I'd be progressing faster if I was conversing, because I don't know anyone that can speak Korean. I want to be able to talk with someone, learn when I'm mispronouncing, learn if my grammatical forms are correct. Just listening to people talking in a language helps with fluency, because just listening to my host family talking in Italian, I don't understand what they're saying. Even if I don't know like exactly it, I can follow along a fair amount, or to a certain degree. And I'm picking up words every now and then. Fun. So I want to be able to speak Korean. English speaking people don't tend to learn the language of the country they holiday on. They kind of expect people to be able to speak English. And I think that's so sad. You are just limiting the number of people you can converse with. I have
been saying for a while now. If I could have any superpower, I would be able to read, write, speak and understand every language. All spoken languages, all sign languages, body language, you know, I'd be able to understand, speak, read, write everything, and then I could talk to anyone. That doesn't limit the people I can be friends with. It doesn't mean that everyone has to be able to speak English. It means I can talk to anyone I want, and I'd love that. But unfortunately, I don't have superpowers and I don't have the brain capacity to be a real life superhero and speak every single language in the world. I wish I was more clever, I really do. Because being able to speak every language and even sign, God, that would be amazing. Wishful thinking. My hair on the top is very flat, but on the sides it's very big. Straightening my hair is all fun and games until you can see the actual shape of my head. The other day, it has been 2 years since, or it had been 2 years since I cut off all my hair. From boob to bob. I don't have any hairspray, but I do have a salt spray. So I'm just going to set my hair. Whoa! Oh, that's my parting. Ah! That'll do. Just unplug the straightener. My straightener's got an English plug, so yeah. So I have an adapter. That I also use to charge my laptop, which is an English plug too. I'm just gonna put everything. My phone is covered in salt spray. Give me a second. Ugh. So, as I'm doing the last of the washing up, I guess I'll love you and leave you. I spoke to you today, which was awesome. I love talking to you. I miss you. I miss Tash. I miss Bethan. I miss my family. I miss home. But, you know, things are looking up. I'm looking at courses I can study. I want to get my credits, I want to get this education, I want to carry on with music, but I also want a job that will pay the bills. So I'm trying to think of my future as an adult as opposed to just thinking about what I want in the future. Because I'd love to be a teacher, don't get me wrong, but you know, if I could be anything, you know I'd be a musician. But it's not going to pay the bills because I'm not good enough. You can love something and have a hobby that, you know, you see as being the ultimate part of your life, but if you aren't good enough at it, then you can't use it to pay the bills. And unfortunately, that is the position I'm in right now. I would work every day for the rest of my life until I killed over and died, if it meant that I could be making and producing and listening to and singing music for the rest of my life. But that's not going to happen. So I'm going to study hard and then I'll become a teacher. Because that's the second best thing. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you now. Nice talking to you. See you later.